Greetings, my little kittens. I'm Karika, and welcome to the Cat House. Hi, hello. So, I got this Hime jelly gouache before the whole pandemic hit, and it took me a couple months due to everything that happened to actually open it. But here I am, actually opening it. It's a little bent because it was in storage, but besides the clasps not clasping very well, it's not that bad. Yes, that is Kirishima in the background. I decided to focus on this drawing that I did last year. I originally intended it to be in watercolor, but after getting the jelly gouache and seeing a bunch of other people working with it, I wanted to see what I could do with it. And I've been working on it slowly. That won't be in this video. This video is going to be mainly opening and swatching. I can tell you, however, that everything you've heard about lifting is true. This is not very easy to layer, and you have to vary your tones quite a bit and do it in sections, because otherwise it will all muddle together and look the same. Which means you have to go back, lift the area you wanted to be lighter, which makes it look rough. I've had to do the flattening trick with books because I've been overworking my piece trying to figure out how the gouache works. Oh, and another thing, it does dry down darker. So if you're going over one spot and it ends up looking lighter and you kind of panic a little, don't, because it will dry down darker, though I would go over everything again just to make sure it's all uniform. Now let's talk about the colors for a minute. I absolutely love everything in this bottom row of swatches. The green is really pretty. It reminds me of trees and grass and foliage and all of that good stuff. And the teal, one of my favorite colors, is like teal mint, something like that. And then we got to the blues. The blues are fantastic. What surprised me is that after this particular one, you would think this second lighter blue would be wouldn't be as dark as it ends up being. In fact, I actually end up switching it between this one and the one after it. You'll see I draw a little like line with some swishy arrows to show that when I arrange it eventually in like a rainbow order, because that's the way I am, and when it comes to the hues, to me it looks like it goes from the light blue after that teal color to the one I'm doing right now when it comes to a hue shift. And it just made more sense to me. And then the purple is really pretty. I love the purple, and I even showed my fiance some of the blues and the purple, and he also really enjoyed them. And now for this part. With all of the other reviews of the gouache set that I've watched, they usually are all like, oh, they're hard to open. So everything you're seeing in this segment is all real time. I opened them all the same way, and only a couple of them, like, the glue was a little extra sticky, but they all opened roughly the same. Now, if you're worried about getting messy, either you need to compartmentalize and stop getting upset that you're getting dirty when doing arts and crafts, or I would suggest investing in a pair of reusable gloves. I got mine that are in my favorite color, in green, in the cleaning section of Walmart for like $3, and they're great value latex gloves. I don't worry about it so much when it comes to watercolor and this gouache because they're both extremely easy to wash out, and I don't know why people freak out so much talking about opening up the containers and getting it all over their fingers. If it was oil paint, then sure, but honestly, calm down. Okay, sorry, rant over. So, the seemingly random splotch of red there, I had gotten red all over my thumb, and I was like, oh, this kind of looks like blood, and I was like giggling to myself about it, and so I like made a thumbprint on my paper and decided I can use this to see how much it lifts, for one, and then also when I get to the whites, I can see how well the whites like lay on top of a color for transparency and opaqueness, basically. Back to the colors after forever, I want to actually mention the three colors that I've put down here, the yellowy green, the yellow, and this orange. I felt like these three were pretty lackluster in comparison to literally any other color. It kind of surprised me that of how, like, pale they are. Like, if you want to do, like, something pastel, these three colors would be something you would go for. And I was just a little disappointed. Like, I would have hoped that orange would be a little bit more poppy, but no, it just ended up being the way it is. And now I'm opening the ochre and raw sienna, or whatever they're called, and the extra sticky glue for what to me is like a burnt umber color is what I was referring to beforehand. Now I want to talk about a funny thought that came to my head, and that is this darker brown and the first green that I laid down. If I wanted to do a limited color palette, go out to my local river and draw the trees in the river, all I would need would be these two colors plus the middle blue, like the third color in the bottom row. Those are the only colors I would need. If I were to pick a fourth for shadows, I'd probably take the purple. You could really take this set with you and do some really nice landscape paintings with it, which I think is just really nice, because that's something growing up I really enjoyed, was landscape paintings. Now when it comes to these two whites, of course I didn't know which was which, so I ended up just naming them myself. I named one of them titanium and one of them zinc, because I know one of them is more opaque than the other, usually. That's just what I did to help me remember in the future when I needed to pick one. Now, oh my god, this black. I will tell you right now, you do not need very much of this black literally at all. A smidge, the tip of your brush. It is so pigmented. It has messed me up a few times when I'm trying to make a gray for the rocks on Kirishima's picture. Now, while those rocks haunt my nightmares, I hope I do not. I wish you all a good morning, noon, or night. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe because all of those things help me out tremendously. I will see you all next time. Bye-bye!